abo nabo tusobola okuba omuzindaalo once in a while okujja okwogerako ku nsonga ez'enjawulo. So you're all welcome. I want to welcome the different media houses that are here with us. Thank you very much for coming, and apologies for starting a bit late. Today we have, and I want to recognize the number of people that are here with us before I start the issues that you have. I want to all welcome and recognize the presence of our two deputy presidents, the women we have, Honorable Lina Zedriga Waru, Mama Lina, the deputy president of Northern Region, our default. Thank you very much. And then we have Mama Jolie Tukamshaba, the Jacqueline Jolie, the Deputy President of Western Region. As women, we are extremely delighted that we have two of the wing of the President, women. And we know that you can easily champion our causes there in the office directly. I also want to welcome the members of Parliament that have joined us this morning. Honorable Brenda Nabukenya, Luwero District Woman MP. Thank you for coming. Honorable Teddy Namboze, Mpigi District Woman MP. Thank you for coming. Honorable Joan Namtawe, Masaka District Woman MP. Thank you very much for coming. Honorable Christine Kayana Chimwero, Chivoga District Woman MP. Thank you for coming. I think those are the members of Parliament that are here present with us. Thank you very much for coming. I also want to recognize the presence of our Deputy Secretary for Women, Central Region, Rahma Luwa Juma. Thank you so much for coming and being part of us. The other deputies haven't yet arrived. I know two are not with us, are not in the country currently. I also want to welcome the presence of the deputy secretaries for the youth, institutions for the youth, Eastern Region, Natawi, Maria Ledokoska. Thank you for coming. Central Region, Namchaba Sylvia. Thank you for coming. Are there any NEC members around that I have forgotten? Oh, yes. Harriet Ageno, thank you for joining us for the party. Thank you very much. Then, wait, sir. Sarah, admin, I don't see her. We welcome Sarah. I know she's somewhere, our admin. And then I welcome the various councillors that we have here present. I can't say LC3, I can't say LC5, but we have a number of councillors from different regions here. All the councillors, can you please stand up? Speak. Okay, for all the councillors that have joined, thank you for coming. Okay, yes, the KCCS speaker hid herself. That's why I was not seeing her. We also want to welcome the KCCS speaker, Right Honorable Zahara Luika. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. And the various teams that are all here present. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I also know that we have a number of contenders for different positions in the country that are women that are here with us. Please stand up for recognition. The new ones, not the incumbents, the new ones. I'm talking about the new ones. Jovalin Seat, you're not new, you're ready. She's a councillor. She's hey, Jovalin, you're coming. Hey, everything wangana bikuwada. Okay, so these are all the different women contenders that we have. Abesimyo mbifebi enjawulo. Leero sigenda bagamba kubyogera ku bantu ino omusomo ogw'abakyala abesimbyewo ku kibiina kyaffe kya Nup. Bwe tunaabayita mu musomo ogwo bajja kwogera ebifo byonna bonna gye bali. But thank you very much, ladies, for being bold and brave. We encourage you. But tujja kuwangula fina. And thank you for choosing the National Unity Platform as a vehicle in which you want to go into politics. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have 3 items on our agenda that we want to talk about that have become items of critical importance to us in this country. The very first issue is we all know that recently UNEP just released the PLE results and the UCE results for both P7 and for both Senior 4. Those are the results that have been released. And I am sure that while we have a number of parents that are extremely delighted and excited to receive these results, and are also very happy that finally their children were able to complete two certain levels of education, we also know that there are a number of challenges therein. We congratulate all the students from both primary and O-level that excelled. We appreciate all the parents that have provided school fees up to that point. We appreciate all the support of the teachers that make it possible for students and parents to all attain their dreams. We also appreciate the country for making it possible for these young people to attain an education. However, we have challenges therein in the current results that have just been released and in the education system that have a number of gaps lingering that we need to look at and to highlight in this press conference. And we are going to be highlighting those, majorly the key issues of the over 6,000 students from PLE that have been unaccounted for by the government. They failed, but we don't know the future for them from the government. We have so many promises and unfulfilled promises from the Ministry of Education to support women and girls, especially in completing their education. Because the statistics shows that we have more girls enrolling at the primary level and at the UCE level, but the few that sit and complete this are very minimum, as I'll be giving you the statistics. We had a promise of support of sanitary pads from the Minister of Education for all the women, for all the girls that are in schools to be able to complete their education. Up to now, we are still looking forward to the fulfillment of this promise. It has never been fulfilled and neither has it ever been started. Thereby, we have a number of girls that are still dropping out of school due to this issue. Currently in UCE, we have a conundrum of the new curriculum. The new curriculum that has caused chaos for the entire country. For not only the students and the teachers, even the technical staff in the Ministry of Education, even the National Council for Higher Education, but also for parents and even certain leaders, including members of parliament, like you saw it the other day. As a country, we usually venture into things without first having planned efficiently for the country. For example, when you release a curriculum, a new curriculum for O-level, we are expecting that by the time we would also have released a curriculum, a new curriculum for A-level, because it's a process. When we have students of UCE completing their education in the new curriculum, we are expecting A-level students to start. But in the 2 weeks' time, as we are not yet ready with a new curriculum for A-level. We do not have a new curriculum for A-level, and a new curriculum takes time to understand. It takes time to be appreciated. It takes time for people to know, the different stakeholders to know what to do in there. But as we speak, teachers of A-level have not yet been trained in the new curriculum, so they don't even know how they are supposed to teach the students that are going to join in S5. As we speak, we still have teachers and students and parents still grappling with the old curriculum, with people who got so confused by the results that were released. The grading and reporting totally changed, and the Ministry of Education and the government did not provide enough sensitization to everyone, especially the different key stakeholders, to understand this new grading. We have parents who are excited that their students partially actually fail because they don't know what's within the new curriculum. We have so many students that still fail, over 1,000 students of the 9,000, of the approximately 9,000 students that were able to sit for A-level under the old curriculum, because for O-level under the old curriculum failed, because the UCE did two curriculums this time, the old curriculum and the new curriculum. But over 1,000 have failed in the old curriculum. These The Ministry of Education has communicated clearly that they do not have space for them in A-level and in O-level in case they want to repeat. So that means that we have a gap therein of over 1,600 students who failed, who did not get UCE certificates as a country. Where are we living the future of this country? We have over 350 students that sat for the new curriculum. But of these, we have several that failed. By the nature of the grading this time round, it's very difficult for someone to tell that they failed, except when you really know what's in the grading system. This is when we call upon the Ministry of Education to come up with clear measures and strategies on how they are going to sensitize both parents, teachers, and students, and policymakers, lawmakers as well, to know how they can better advise their students or their children on what to take forward as a country and in their A-levels. This issue is going to be further spoken about by some people, so I have just given an overview of it. The second issue we are going to deal with is the issue of the Supreme Court ruling versus the General Court Martial response. We are very aware that the Supreme Court ruled that the General Court Martial, first and foremost, is null and void, and with immediate effect should stop holding civilians and should stop trying civilians. But as we speak, we still have a number of NUP supporters, we still have a number of civilians, including Dr. Kiza Besigye, in their custody. Even when we have spoken and we have called out and we have cautioned the General Court Martial to release them and to transfer their cases as was ordered by the Supreme Court, all these cries have paid no heed. So they are taking their time in releasing the political prisoners. As women, out there, so many parents, so many people whose loved ones have been incarcerated in the General Court Martial and they are still being held over there. We know very well that this is illegal and they need to be released immediately. And finally, we are going to talk about the voter registration exercise. We are aware that the voter registration exercise ends today, the 17th of February. The extension that was made by the Electoral Commission, Independent Electoral Commission today. But in there we have a number of changes. We have so many people that haven't yet registered. Why? Because of the technicalities therein. One sub-county is provided for with only one electoral kit. One camera, one kit that is supposed to be able to collect the data and information for everyone. Now, if you go to a sub-county like Karwana in my district in Kasanda, which has 8 parishes with a population of over 10,000 voters, that means that very many people are going to be left out because this one kit cannot support all the 8 parishes at a go. The programs are not clear for when people should be able to register and to check their names in the registers. People are always chasing after these electoral officers because they don't even know where they are within the sub-county. We still have the issues of the PSOs and the GSOs who were unable to get out of the Electoral Commission process exercise, even when Parliament demanded clearly that these are intimidating and leading to so many young people failing to register to vote. These are all some of the challenges we still have. We know that as women, women's voices and women's votes matter the most and count the most. We have 52% of Uganda's population, and that means 52% of Uganda, if as all women were all mobilized, would be an election and a force to reckon with in any election. But so many voices are being left out and uncaptured because of this process. Our demands are very clear that even though that this exercise was extended to today, it should still be extended because we still have so many other people that have not yet been able to register, so many new people that have been registered, and so many others that have not yet checked their information. We have so many people who have been scrapped off the voter register. For example, in Parliament, we have our own Honorable Sarah Penny, who confessed she has been voting 4 times in a row. But this time when she went to check, she was scrapped off the voter register with her sisters all. And this is just a case of so many other people. So that means that we have so many other special cases like this out there that need to be considered. So those are some of the issues we are going to highlight. Of course, we know that the special interest group votes are around the corner. June, we shall be going into special interest group elections. But when we are saying special interest group elections, we have a particular category of special interest group that has been left behind by the Electoral Commission. Those women, they have positioned to have elections for the youth, they have positioned to have elections for the persons with disabilities and the workers and elderly, but there are no women in those elections. As women, when did we get off the block of special interest groups? How can there be elections held when 52% of Uganda's population is not holding council elections? For years in a row now, 6 and over, we've had no women councils ready. The women councils that are functional currently are null and void because their tenure ended years back. We have some women council leaders who even died. They passed on, but villages have not been able to replace them because no women council elections have been held for over years. With an excuse of having no money. Okay, now that they were giving us an excuse of having no money, currently they have money for youth, for persons with disabilities, for the elderly, for workers, but no money for women. Where's the women's vote? Where's the money for the women council elections? So we need the Electoral Commission to also be able to highlight and respond to that question, because you cannot have everyone voting for their leaders of their preference without women having their voices represented. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the key issues we are going to highlight in this press conference today. And I want to call upon the following people to come and start dissecting in brief some of those issues that you are going to do. Futi tulina ensonga enkulu ezituleese wano ng'abakyala, ensonga nnya. Ensonga esookera ddala tutudde wano ng'abakyala ba National Unity Platform okwongera okugatta amaloboozi gaffe ku maloboozi g'abantu abalala bonna, abazadde, abaana, abasomesa n'abatuuze, buli muntu ali concerned oba omuntu gwe bikwatako, naddala ng'ebibuuzo bya PLE n'ebibuuzo bya UCE nga bikoze ki, bitongozeddwa oba biweereddwa abaana. Ebibuuzo bino bikulu kubanga omwana asoma emyaka 7 ng'alinze okumanya engeri gy'agenda okukola ku ddaala n'okumanya eddaala ly'agenda okuddako. N'ebibuuzo bino okuva lwe baabita, okuva Ministry of Education we yabyanjulira abazadde, yalemererwa okutubuulira abaana okusoba abaana 6 abataakola bulungi era abataasobola kutuula olw'ebibuuzo bino. Bagenda kuzzaako ki? Bwe twogera bali mu bbanga kubanga tebamanyi kyakukola. Ng'eggwanga tuwa abaana baffe gavumenti okuyita mu sisitimu eyo basobole okubeera nga balina kye babagattako. Buli mwana abeera mwana era eddoboozi lye n'ebibuuzo bye bibeera bikulu ku lw'abazadde ababa bamuweeredde emyaka 7 kuba PLE. Naye abaana abo paka kati Ministry of Education tennatubuulira bagenda bategekera ki era babakolera ki. Ebibuuzo bya UCE, ebya O-level, abatudde siniya eyokuna byafulumye nabyo ebibuuzo ne byeyongera. Abaana basigaza weeks 2 zokka okugenda mu siniya eyokutaano. Mu weeks 2 zino ezisigaddewo tumanyi bulungi nti abaana abaatuula ebigezo ebya curriculum empya eyateekebwawo NCDSC, National Council for Development Curriculum. Mu curriculum eno empya yatongozeddwa mulimu ebituli bingi era mulimu ebibuuzo bingi. Buli muzadde, abasomesa, abaana n'abakulembeze ab'enjawulo including n'abamu ku babaka ba Parliament abatabitegeera. Kulwaki? Kubanga ng'eggwanga twapapa okulollinga out curriculum naye ne tutatwa ate ekitandibadde kizibu senga twatwala obuvunaanyizibwa okusomesa abantu ab'enjawulo abavunaanyizibwako biki ebigenda okubeera mu curriculum empya, grading gye bakyusizza oba ebibuuzo engeri gye babisaze kubanga byase si bye bino ebya D1 bye tubadde tumanyidde D1 D2 F9 naye kati birimu ABCDE ate nga nowa EEE naye akulaga nti yafunye results ki 1 nowa ki naye akulaga yafunye nowa AA naye yafunye result emu. Birese abazadde n'abaana n'abasomesa n'abakulembeze ab'enjawulo ku mitendera egy'enjawulo nga beebuuza bitegeeza ki. Omwana eyayise afaanana atya n'eyavudde afaanana atya. Twagala gavumenti eveeyo eyongere okunnyonnyola ku grading eno gye baakoze n'ebiki ebiri mu curriculum empya ne results bazifunye batya. Basabukulule omwana aba afunye A aba afunye max ki mu lulimi olwanguwa ku muzadde eyasomesa omwana we yawaayo fees nga ayagala kubuka nti omwana wange yafunye kaki kamu kati omugamba yafunye kiki ekiri mu eyo. Omwana ayagala okusoma obusawo omuzadde amulagirira atya era amugaidinga atya okumugamba engeri gye wafunye D1 wano ne D2 wano ne oba ne D1 mu physics, chemistry oba ne math osobola okukola ebyo. Tebirabika kati abazadde tebasobola kubiraba. Tubasomese bamanye ekyokukola, bamanye n'engeri gye basobola okuwa amagezi abaana baabwe abeeyongerayo ku mutendera ogw'enjawulo. Ekyo kimu. Ekyokubiri, abaana bagenda tandika ebibuuzo mu weeks 2. Abakoze curriculum empya mu A-level mu siniya ey'okutaano balina okuba nga bakola curriculum empya kubanga bagenda tambuza curriculum 2 empya neki n'enkadde. Naye curriculum eno empya we twogerera kati weeks zibulayo meka tenatuuka mu A-level. Abazadde abasomesa nabo basomeddwa bagenda kusomesa ki. Obanga omwana ogenda musindika okusomera mu weeks 2 okuyiga curriculum empya, by now alina okuba nga omusomesa n'omuzadde bombi bamanyi ekigenda okusomesebwa abaana baabwe. Naye abasomesa beetaaga okutrainingibwa. Kitwala process mpanvu kubanga ffe ng'abasomesa tumanyi nti ebintu ebimu bizibuwala. Olaba mu O-level paka kati abasomesa abamu tebanatuuka ku acceptance stage. Basindike basooka ne babikayaniramu ne babigaana ne batya ne bakola ki, naye okusomesa ne kubayambako okusomesa abaana baffe. Naye kati tubaweereza abaana abeeteeseteese wansi naye nga waggulu gye bagenda teri gezi. Ekyo abamu ku bo abaagudde abaana 106 kubaatuula ebibuuzo kubana kenda abaatuula ebibuuzo abaakola saaba register kubanga kyanjawulo okwewandiisa okukola ebibuuzo n'okutuula ebibuuzo bikola ki byawukana. Kubana kenda abaatuula ebibuuzo abaana 106 baagwa. 106 Ministry y'ebyenjigiriza yavuddeyo n'etugamba nti tebagenda kuddamu era tebalina we bagenda kubatuuza. Yandyagadde okweyongerayo ku mutendera ya A-level. Ng'eggwanga tumuteekedde ki? Kitegeeza nti tulina abaana betugenda okugrooming betutendese ng'eggwanga bagenda okubeera bakireereesi. tulina abaana abatamanyiddwa wawe banagenda era tulina abaana future zaabwe nga zikomyawo nga tuzitiddeawo kuba nti tugenda bawa mukisa gwakwerongoosa kuba gwakuddamu kwetereeza. Twetaaga okulaningira abaana abo. Tuvuddeyo ng'abakyala ba Nup okusaba gavumenti n'okugigamba nti bafune wawe banyiga abaana bano babafunire ekyokukolera kubanga kigenda kuba kiswaza nnyo kimenya n'emitima gy'abazadde okulaba nga tebalina kye bakoze. Ensonga ey'okuli gye tugenda okwogerako eya Supreme Court ruling ne General Court Martial okuta buli musibe gwe balina gwe bawozesa mu kooti z'amagye. Ezo ensonga bagenda kwogera ozimenyaamenya naye nga ekisinga okunakuwaza essaawa zino tutulina abantu baffe abali mu court martial aba NUP abakwatibwa ne basibwa nga bawozesebwa eyo mu butali butuufu nga kwotadde ne Dr. Kiza Besigye ne munne Dr. Obed. Bwe twogerera kati abo bateekeddwa okuba nga baateebwa okuggibwa mu General Court Martial naye Kiza Besigye twamulabye nga bwafaanana twagala gavumenti eyagala kuddamu kuleeta wano nsonga za ssegirinya kuttira bantu baffe ab'omugaso ab'omuwendo mu makomera nga baganye n'okubata newankubadde nga Supreme Court naye ekoze eki egambye nti bateebwe. Wano we tuviirayo ng'abakyala ne tugamba nti bonna bateebwe, free all political. Ensonga ey'okusatu gye tugenda okwogerako y'ensonga egenda okubeera ku voter registration. Titumanyi nti essaawa zino abantu bali mu kwewandiisa nga bategekera akalulu akajja kulonda naye newankubadde Electoral Commission yayongezaayo ng'okulonda okwewandiisa kuggwa leero era tubakubira omulanga bongereyo kubanga babadde n'ebibasoomooza ebiremesa abantu baffe okwewandiisa mu okugeza buli gombola baliwa ebikozesa muyokka eya Electoral Commission naye nga omuntu nga kati example y'e Kasanda omuntu ali mu ggombola ly'e Kalwana agamu ku magombolola amanene ennyo mu Kasanda omuli embiruka 8 omuwadde kiti emu yokka gy'ateekeddwa okutambuza mu ggombolola lyonna eryo omuli ova omutwalo gw'abantu balamba abalonda. Abantu abo omukyala ali mu katale omukyala ali mu nnimiro akeera okutegekera bbaawe ekyokulya mu luko ogumu ogwebweyongedde agenda goba ki omusajja atambuza embaga z'okwewandiisa ali e Mayirikiti oba ali e Lwabazza ekyabalanzi. Abantu abamu bano tebavanga na miruka gyabwe bazaaliddwa omwo bafumbiddwa omwo mwe bakulidde mwe baweereredde n'abaana. Kati omugamba agobe omukulu wa Electoral Commission afuutuke mu muluka gwe alinye booda kubanga si wakutambuza bigere engendo mpanvu ddala alinye booda gy'atalina era gy'atasobola na kulinnya kubanga n'olukumi takola ki talulina. Omugamba asale ensalosalo agende mu muluka omulala asobole okwewandiisa. Ekintu ekyo kirese nga abantu baffe bangi tebasobodde kwewandiisa kirese nga abantu baffe bangi tebasobodde kebera nkalala kumanya oba ddala kwe bali ku nkalala oba tebaliko. Era we twogerera kati tulina abantu bangi abatewandiisizza ate nga n'eddiso babiso nabo bakyagaanidde mu kwewandiisa n'abapya nabo batidde okukola ki. Twagala Electoral Commission etereze zino structures n'ebirala. Ekisemberayo ddala special interest groups zigenda kulonda mu mwezi gw'omukaaga. Special interest groups omuli abavubuka omuli abakadde omuli abantu abaliko obukosefu ku mibiri oba abaliko obulemu ku mibiri persons with disabilities omuli n'abakozi bonna bateekeddwa okuba nga batandika okulonda okuviira ddala ku byalo. Naye ettuluba ery'amaanyi ennyo era erikyasinza ekitundu ekinene ennyo mu bungi bw'abantu mu Uganda be bakazi. Abakazi bakola ebitundu 52 ku 100 mu Uganda. Kitegeeza nti abakazi fe abasinga okukola ki obungi. Naye abakazi abasinga obungi mu ggwanga lino Mwami Museveni atya abakazi abasinga nti tebamuwa kalulu alemeseza abakazi okulonda era abakyala tetulimu abo bagenda okulonda mu bululu bwaki bwa special interest groups. We are asking ourselves, twebuuza amaloboozi g'abakyala galiwa? Lwaki lulimu atugamba nga temulina ssente naye kati mufunye ssente mufunyeeko z'abamu abalala ne mukola ki? Ne mubaleka emabega n'essalabika. Tulina abaana n'ebyana mu gavumenti eno. Awo we twagala electoral commission lwaki women councils zo tebazitaddeko mu abo abagenda okulonda nga we twogerera obukiiko bw'abakyala obukola eyo mu byalo bwayitako dda myaka 6 n'okusoba. Kitegeeza abamu baafa dda kati abantu batambula tebalina na bakulembeze ku byalo. Amaloboozi g'abakyala amaloboozi makulu nnyo mu nkulaakulana y'eggwanga lino. Buli womma omukyala ekifo wasobola okwogerera n'okulaakulanyiza banne ku kyalo, ku muluka, Gombolola, n'eno waggulu ku district ku national level. Kitegeeza nti osibiddeyo abakyala bangi n'enga zaabwe enkulu era olemesezza enkulaakulana mu ggwanga lino. People power. Our power. People power. Ladies and gentlemen, let me call the following people to come and explain these issues variously so that we can know and highlight what is happening. I'm going to start with Honorable Christine Kaya. Please come and talk about voter registration exercise. Thank you.
People power. Our power. People power. I would like to remind this country that the voter registration is ending today, and what they term as community radios, what I call community microphones, have been shut down in some of the districts where we come from, like Chiboga. We are aware that the mobility of our women has a lot of limitations. This is a season where most women were concerned about taking back their children to school, and they had little time to follow up physically at the registration centers. So the community radios have been helping our women to know exactly where the registration kits would assemble in a parish and in the exact venue. And because we lacked these community microphones, it has been very difficult. A woman can rotate around the entire sub-county looking for the location of the kits, which has left many women giving up with the registration. And what we have also observed, that some sub-counties are represented by one woman council to the district. In the last elections, it was clear. They promised us that they would rectify it this time around. We still have very many women district councils representing more than one sub-county, which is not the same to the men. All sub-counties are represented by a councillor, one councillor per sub-county. But there are some sub-counties, 2 of them represented by one councillor. Then the voter verification, online verification, was not lined up with the physical verification. If I checked my votability online, there must have been a procedure for me to approve without physically going to register, the physical register. But here we are, you check yourself online, but you still have to physically to the registration point to tick yourself that I'm still alive, that I'm a voter, that I'm available. So based on the women's poor mobility and a lot of activities, reproductive activities in their households, it has become very difficult. And then our populations at the polling centers, we are calling on equitable distribution of voters at polling stations. You find that a polling station has more than 400 voters. And this one now delays the votability. That is why, for example, here in Uganda, the votability was at 60. Because if we are to calculate that a voter spends 5 minutes in a polling, at a polling station, 400 voters would require 33 hours for 33 hours to complete elections. Yet we are only given 10 hours in a day to accomplish this exercise. So it is very, very crucial that the Electoral Commission looks at these numbers and thinks of reducing them. Somebody should not spend more than 2 hours lining up in sunshine. That means the polling stations, populations must be distributed. Any polling station past 400 voters should be dissected. And that is when we shall have a bigger percentage of the votability of our women and Ugandans. Murufuti mu Luganda abatulaba n'abatuwuliriza, ebizindaalo ebituyambako okukunga abantu okumanya nti kakati abawandiisa abaagala okulonda bali wano byatemwako mu disitulikiti zaffe ezimu, endala ne birekebwa. Awo tulaba nga waliwo okusosola. Kati ng'ewange ekiboga ebizindaalo byasalwako. Kitubeeredde kizibu nnyo okukunga abantu. Era omukyala asobola okwetala mu ggombolola ng'anoonya kiiti we ziri paka lwagamba nze bintamye n'abivaako nga teyeekakasizza. Ekirala, omutimbagano ogwatuweebwa okwekebera nga togenze wali tegwakwasibwa bulungi na kukakasa nti kakati ne bwe mba sigenze wali kwegolola mu registre byange biwedde. Bandibadde bayongerako ka provision wakiri nga tuteekamu ekinkumu okukakasa nti nze yeekebedde online era nzikiriza nti wendi sinnafa tugende mu maaso. Naye ne bwe weeraba online era okyetaaga okugenda ku polling station oba wali we bawandiisiza weetiikinge. Ekyo abakyala abasinga naddala nga tuli mu biseera bya school fees n'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero, ate nga abakyala be basinga okufa ku baana, obudde obugoberera ekyo tebabulina. Era ekyo tulaba nga kigenda kussa obungi bw'abakyala abaneetaba mu kulonda. Era twetegerezza nti amagombolola agamu omukyala omu yagakiikirira ku disitulikiti. Abaami bakansalazi ku magombolola babeera omwami ku gombolola limu, omwami ku gombolola limu, naye owesanga nti waliwo omukyala ng'atwala amagombolola abiri. Kyali kyakusuubizibwa nti ku guno kinaterera naye tekinnaterera. Ne weesanga nti amagombolola ago bwe gaba n'enkiiko ez'enjawulo, n'abakyala abamu batya n'agamba amagombolola abiri sijja gasula. Era twagala polling stations twongere ku bungi bw'abakyala abeenyigira mu kulonda. Mulundi oguwedde on average wano ewaffe abantu balonda ebitundu 6 byokka, kubanga numbers eziri ku polling stations nnyingi nnyo. Ate mu bitundu ebirala olw'okusanga polling station eweza abantu 3. Naye wano ewaffe e Buganda omuli Kiboga weesanga nti polling station eriko abantu abasukka mu 4. Omuntu bw'aba waakumala minutes 5 eddakiika 5 walondera, abalonzi 4 tuba twetaaga essaawa 33, so nga ate amateeka g'okulonda gatuwa essaawa 10. Kitegeeza muba mututemyeko mu bugenderevu obutamaliriza kulonda. Tusaba Electoral Commission ekyetegereza omulundi guno nga tumaze okuverifyinga abanaalonda buli awali abasukka 4 polling stations zitemwemu, abakyala baffe basobole okutwala obuddakiika obutono nga bazze okulonda, ate tulonde mu bungi. Lwa Katonda n'ensi yange Ssaabasajja Kabaka wangaala. People power. Our power.
Thank you very much, Honorable Christine. We also have Honorable Brent of Kenya, who is going to talk about UC.
Thank you. Comrades, I want to inform you that the Gen of 7
and his wife, who doubles as First Lady and Minister of Education, they've killed the education sector. They formed functional institutions in our country, but right now you can see we are mourning the demise of education in our country. We condemn this because education is one of the fundamental pillars for development in our country. You kill education, you've killed a nation. As women of this country, we must stand up. We must fight for our country. We must talk about quality education. We must make sure schools are bettered. Comrades, you can see that 7 years ago, before the UPE results, we had many learners who joined school. But along the way, we lost 2 million and more children who did not complete to get UPE certificates. The Museveni government has never accounted for learners we lose along the way, and majority are always young girls. We should demand for this. We should account to our people because they bring in the money we take as capitation, they bring in the money as taxes that we use to build classrooms. There is a gap, and this government is intentional killing education. When you kill education, you kill the future human resource. I call upon all of you to stand and we demand. The reason why we are here is for us to understand what is going on. We tell our other women everywhere in the markets so that they can stand and demand. Honorable Flavia has informed you about the competence-based curriculum in the secondary school. This curriculum was launched 4 years ago. The government has had 4 years to bring in the HSC curriculum that continues from those 4-year cohort learners. But this government has failed. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no curriculum for our learners who have just graduated from UCE. Are you aware? The Uganda National Curriculum Development Center has been demanding for 13 billion to roll out a curriculum, to give it to the trained teachers, put equipment in school so that our children can learn. Do you know how much goes to State House on a daily basis? So we have substituted education to facilitating a family, one family, that has become a liability for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, you must understand that a person who kills education does not mean well for Ugandans. We must demand that this dictator gets out of office with his family. It is time to get rid of this. We better our institutions. It's not only education, but you have seen what Honorable Kaya said. How do we start asking for more time? They should have known that every parish needs equipment, but we are the ones speaking. Actually, at the end of the day, they've lost it. I stop.
People power, our power, people power. Thank you very much. Honorable Kenya Jango chwe Uganda da chikemo.
People power, people power. Basawe n'abanyawo Museveni ne mukyala we basse ebyenjigiriza mu nsi yaffe. Ky'oba olaba nga tulina abaana basukka mu miliyoni 2 abatandika primary ne tebamaliriza primary, kitegeeza nti oba bafa, oba bafuna embuto, oba bazadde baabwe baavu, ne gavumenti ya mwami Museveni tevangayo kunyonyola emyaka gy'amaze mu